Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I apologize if I sound a little funny. I am fighting a summer cold, kind of hoping I am on the tail end of it, but that's why I sound a little funky. I just wanted to pop on and do a very quick haul video. I went to Altenew and purchased some of their new fresh dye inks. Also, Catherine Pooler released a couple new colors, and I wanted to get my hands on those. If you've been here before, you know that I like to spend my money, aka my husband's hard-earned money, thanks babe, on inks. That's just where I like to spend our pennies. But I went ahead, on off-screen, went ahead and swatched these. I figured that would kind of be a boring process, but I did want to show you what these colors look like when they were all swatched out. Just quickly, this is how I swatch them. I put them into my MISTI. I use a PDF that Jennifer McGuire provides on her website to print them out and cut them out. And then I use this Waffle Flower color combos for ink pads, and I use this kind of larger one. It is very well loved, highly stained, works like a champ. And that's how I swatch them out. So let's go ahead and look at the Catherine Pooler inks first. So this is it's called, do you pronounce it Verbena? Am I like putting too much pizzazz on there? Verbena? I would pronounce it Verbena, but I don't know. It is a really pretty, like the best way to describe it is like a desaturated lilac color. It's not very bright, but it's not like dull either. It's just a really pretty purple. And that kind of helps round out some of their colors that I have from them, from her. A really pretty purple. What I was really excited about was this. So sometimes when you want to have a touch of gold, but you don't want to use like a pigment ink and wait for it to dry or have to heat emboss it or what have you, it's nice to have a golden color. And for some of that, I have been using Stardust from Concord and Ninth, but this is really close to that and is a really pretty golden-y color, ergo why it's called goldenrod, I suppose. That is a really pretty color. And like I said, just a nice way to add a golden touch to something without having to add like a pigment ink or embossing or a spritz or a spray or something that you would have to, or a gel or a paste that you would have to wait to dry. This dries pretty much instantly. So this is a good color if you're looking for a gold without all the hassle of gold. Goldenrod by Catherine Pooler. So those are the two new inks from her, and here are some of their inks from Altenew. Like I said, I did a kind of Amazon and Altenew haul and then got those inks from Catherine Pooler. So the Sunkissed Delights, I just love this melted butterscotch. I just like that name. That sounds delicious. I must be hungry. But anyways, so let's look at these colors. So we have Peachy Glow, a very soft color. And then we've got Golden Honeycomb. One of the things I want you all to pay attention to is that sometimes the color that is on the packaging or on the ink pad itself is not the color that it stamps. So that's why I always like to stamp out my colors on a cardstock that I would normally do my stamping on. This is Hammermill cardstock. Just so that you can get like a true color and a true idea. Particularly this is helpful when you're going to match things for a particular project. That's really helpful. So this is actually pretty darn close. I'm not sure how it's coming across on your screens, but this is actually pretty darn close. I can imagine that the struggles with trying to match your packaging with how it stamps and all the hassles that kind of come along with trying to color match that, but this is actually really close. But I just wanted you to be aware of that. This is the Amber Blaze. Again, pretty darn close to the packaging. And I like that name. I apologize, I have it written wrong here. There is an amber, I think it's called Amber Glaze or something like that. Anyway, I misspelled the name, but it is actually Amber Blaze, not Amber Glaze with a G. It's with a B. So that's Amber Blaze. And then I just love this name, Melted Butterscotch. That, like I said, just sounds super yummy. But again, they're packaging pretty darn well. However, it does not look the same as what's on here. And again, I usually throw these away just because that's not how I store these. But really, really pretty. And I think oranges and yellows are kind of tricky. And I think that is a really like nice progression. All right, the next one we have is Jade Dreams. We have Pistachio. So Pistachio was actually, I have Pistachio, but it was released in like their pastel, or like, it sounded like ice cream flavors. There was like strawberry and pistachio, blueberry, mint, I think perhaps. They were just like really, really soft colors, but I wanted to get these like all in their quad. And it's not like I'm going to throw these away. Like if one of these gets really dry, I'll just replace it with the other one. So it's not like I'm going to toss them. But I did already have pistachio, and I did already have this strawberry, but we'll get to that in just a minute. So this is pistachio. This is a good indication of like what's on the packaging doesn't always match. They're very close, but they are not the same. So when you're going to like color match for a project, it's nice to have them already stamped out, how they will stamp out. This is Misty Sage. We have Mossy Meadow. And then, see, to me, this packaging looks brighter than how it stamps, but again, I imagine that is very tricky. And this, again, looks brighter than how it stamps. So, just kind of a good idea to go ahead, and this is Green Opal, to go ahead and swatch things out. So this is the strawberry. This is one that I said that I already have, that came in like the same pack of 6 that the pistachio came in. A very, very soft pink. That'd be nice if you were trying to do like a very soft background. This is Dusty Pink. Then we have Blush Rose. To me, this is another good indication how the packaging doesn't always match, but that is a really pretty, like, muted pink. And then last but not least, we have Raspberry Sunset, which that is just a super delicious name. All of these colors would actually go really well together on a card. So if you were doing some sort of flower, and this is the Blushberry Bliss set of inks. If you were doing a card, with flowers or whatever, all of these colors would actually go really, really well together. So I'm going to go ahead and put these all away, and then I will show you what else I got. So continuing on with what I got from Altenew, as part of a free gift with a certain amount of purchase, they actually sent me a free set of the Pocket Full of Sunshine artist markers. I already actually have this set, but like I'd mentioned with the pistachio and the strawberry inks, I'm just going to keep a hold of them. And when one of those dry out, because I don't hold the re-inkers for all of these, I'll just rotate them in. So that is a really awesome gift. I think this is like $15, $16. So that's a really awesome like gift with purchase. The other thing I got was this press plate. So I had seen, I think it was Nina Marie Trapani on Simon Says Stamp. She was making a card, and it was a pale blue background, and it had very delicate, dainty flowers like this. And I think it was a pattern paper, and the flowers were like white. And then she put really bright, bold flowers on the top of it in like pinks and corals, and it was beautiful. I am a sucker for like navy blue and pinks and corals together, or even like pale blues and pinks and corals together. I just think that's really striking and really beautiful. And when I saw this, I was like, that's coming home, because I think I can mimic that pattern paper with this. And so that's why I decided to purchase this. This is a better press plate. This is called Baroque Elegance, and this is from Altenew. And just stay tuned, because I do think I'm going to try to kind of copy that pattern paper that she used. So that is that. And then last but not least from Altenew. So this is one of their 8.5 by 11 inch stamp sets. Y'all, Like, it is gigantic. I mean, that is the size of a sheet of like copy paper. It's absolutely massive. They try to release this, as I understand, they try to release one of these every year. And they have 5 or 6 sets of them so far. And they are absolutely gigantic. If you like to mass produce, if you like to produce in batches, or if you like to make multiple cards at one time, even if it's just 2 cards, you can stamp this on just a regular like 5.5 by 8.5 inch piece of paper, and then cut it right down the middle at 4 1/4, and you have 2 card front panels right there. So this is wonderful. Now, I love flowers, but I love that there are these kind of bolder sentiments in here. And what I also love, and y'all, I don't even have packaging for like my stamps that can fit this. It is absolutely gigantic. But true to Altenew fashion, they always have their inserts. And their inserts come with, you know, ideas on how to use the sets. They come with color inspiration. They come with, you know, these that you can cut down and just glue and make it into a card if you're really, really in a hurry. And with like color inspiration, and they tell you what colors to use. I mean, Altenew thinks of it all and really does try to make things very, very easy for you. One of the other things that I love, if you've been around here before, is, I'll fix that in a minute, stencils. They have coordinating stencils for both of these absolutely gigantor flowers. So they have stencils for this and this. There are 12 stencils in here. So, I mean, this is quite the bundle, y'all. It is, I'm very excited to use it. So it'll even tell you, like, they're all like etched. This is stencil number 1. There's an L. And if you look on the stenciling guide, because every bit and piece comes with a guide. So this is the Billowing Peonies layering stencil set, and it'll tell you, okay, so this is L, so that's for this flower here, and it'll tell you, okay, this is what this is coloring. This is what this one colors. And then this stencil colors these kind of accent layers and depth layers, and this one does this. And it'll just show you how to color in all of these and what parts of the stencil go where, and that it's repeated even on this one. And they, of course, they tell you what colors they're using, but use your imagination, use what inks you have, or use what markers you have. You can just use these like layering stencils as like a jumping off point to, if you would prefer to color, you don't want the stencils, or you don't want to necessarily use the stencils at that time in that crafty session, but you love these colors, then go through your markers or your watercolors or whatever it is that you want to, medium you want to use to color, and use those as a jumping off point. But Altenew, once again, has just knocked it out of the park with this absolutely gigantor set. The other thing that I love is that it came with dies. Not only dies for the huge flowers, even the big one, but dies for some of these larger sentiments. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of these sentiments are cut out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it cuts out all of these sentiments that have some of the bolder font to it. These other ones, you could just trim those out into a sentiment strip. So proud of you, love you, miss you. You are beautiful just the way you are. Sometimes we need to hear that. Congratulations. Today will be the best day ever. That could be for a graduation. That could be for a wedding. That could be for a birthday. Lots of ways you could use that. Wishing you peace and contentment. That would be good for a sentiment, or not a sentiment. It would be a sentiment for a sympathy card or thinking of you. Love you, my friend. I mean, just wonderful, like, sentiments that take care, congrats, congrats and lots of love, take care and lots of love, hello and lots of love. So lots of ways that you can use that. And I have tried, and I have on the channel cut out some of my sentiments, like fussy cut them, trying to give them this look. And it does okay, but whenever I can find a stamp set that has lots of versatile greetings that cut them out for me, that include the wafer dies, I'm all for it. It just cuts out one more step that I have to do, and I really do appreciate that. So this is Billowing Peonies. Like I said, this is one of at least 5 or 6 that I know of. And we will be making a project with this in the future. I just wanted to kind of show you what I got. So let me put all of this back away and let me show you just the last little bit of what I purchased. So I normally get my 12x12 pattern paper from Hobby Lobby. That's just a really convenient and inexpensive source for me where I live. But I went there recently and they really didn't have anything new or anything that really excited me. And so I went to Amazon and I found 3 pattern paper pads. One of them is not here yet, but I wanted to go ahead and show you what I did find. And there's 36 sheets. They were about, $12 a piece. So that makes each sheet about 50 or 60 cents, which makes them about double what I pay for when I get them at Hobby Lobby. But that's not so outrageously more expensive that I didn't want to do it. The other thing that I was concerned about, and that's why I didn't buy a whole bunch of them, is that it says 180 GSM. I'm from America, so I speak in pounds. So I wasn't really sure what 180 GSM translated into pounds. And I was quite frankly just too lazy to figure it out. I was like, well, we'll get a couple of them, and if they're super lightweight, then I'll figure out some other project, or I'll send them back. But they aren't too bad. So I don't have, let's see, DesiCraft is what this is from. They are double-sided, which is something that I liked. Quite often my paper pads from Hobby Lobby are only single-sided. If I do have the chance to find or go to Michael's and find their paper on sale, that sometimes I can find double-sided, but I just don't go into Michael's very often. They're not very close to where I live, and I find them to be very overpriced. And so just to be frank, particularly for what I do. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of see what I was going to get. So this is what I got. I was actually very pleasantly surprised. So this is not, I would say this paper is probably between like 80 and 100 pounds. So it's not like super heavyweight cardstock, but it's not like photocopy paper either. I'd say it's probably closer to the 80 than anything else. But I just thought these patterns were really pretty, kind of this watercolor look, and they are the same pattern on both sides. I didn't know that when I got them. I thought they were a different pattern on the other side, but that's not really a big deal. But just like really pretty patterns. I really like that watercolor one. I like florals, so that's kind of what I'm drawn to, but some really pretty patterns from here. Here's another watercolory one, and then some polka dots, some greenery, and then kind of like it actually looks a lot like that. Huh. Looky there. Just so you know, that kind of matches that Baroque Elegance press plate. So, sorry y'all, I had to pause to have a coughing session. This is the, I can't even think of what this is called. This is the code. That's the code, y'all. But DesiCraft. Like I said, I got it off of Amazon. I think it was like 12 or 13 bucks. 36 sheets, probably 80 pound in weight. So not bad. Comes out to be about 58-ish cents a sheet. Like I said, my stuff from Hobby Lobby is usually like 30 cents a sheet. This is another one, a little bit brighter. These other colors were a little bit more muted. This one's a little brighter. This is the, again, DesiCraft. They've covered over the barcode here with something else, but this is what it looks like. Again, it's the 180 GSM, which, like I said, translates more to like 80 pound. Now this one is different. So it is double-sided, but the pattern on one side is different than the other. So you get this one with like the stripes. This reminds me of wallpaper with the plaid. And then this one, it's reversed, but it's the same thing. But now the plaid's on one side and the wallpaper one is on the other. Whatever. Anyways, this is another one. I think this is really pretty. Like I said, I'm a sucker for blues with pinks and corals. I just think that's really pretty. I'm not a big tea drinker, but my mother-in-law has a tea set that looks a lot like this, and I think it's beautiful. And that might make me a tea drinker if I had like pretty teacups. Anyway, this is another one, but it has this kind of stripe on the back. And then it just reverses itself, which is kind of strange to me, but whatever. This one has kind of like this fun shape and then a kind of lacy pattern on the other side. It reverses itself. And then this one is kind of like a loose dot with this pattern. And then this one, it reverses itself, and then we go to a different one. I had a paper pad in the past that had similar colors to this, but I loved it so much, and it's been years since I had it. So it's long been used up, but really pretty papers. Again, about a 80-pound weight in cardstock. You may have been less lazy than myself and actually looked that up, but I did not. So that is all for me. I appreciate you spending time with me. Go ahead and stay tuned because we will actually be using some of these products that you just saw in this haul video to make some projects in the future. So I appreciate you spending time with me. I hope you felt inspired. If you have any questions, feel free to drop that in the comment section below. And until then, we will see you next time. Bye.